Hi everyone, it's Diabetic Danica and welcome to day 4 of Diabetes Blog Week, Thursday. Today's topic is called changes. Let me just read it for you. Today let's talk about changes in one of two ways. Either tell us what you'd most like to see change about diabetes in any way. This can be management tools, devices, medications, people's perceptions, your own feelings, anything at all that you feel could use changing, or reflect back on some changes you or a loved one has seen or been through since being diagnosed with diabetes. Were they expected or did they surprise you? So I'm going to focus on the first part, which is stuff that I want to change about diabetes. So let me just kind of frame it for what I mean when I say change about diabetes, because I mean obviously the biggest change to diabetes would be that it doesn't exist, but I feel like what I mean when I say things I want to change about diabetes is that diabetes as a whole would still be, the basics. So like you don't produce insulin, you have to take it artificially, blood sugars go up and down, you have to count carbs, all that stuff. That is what diabetes is. So like ideally what I would want to change about diabetes would be to have it cured and not be around. But as far as changing stuff about diabetes, like in terms of like the little things about it, that makes more sense to me in terms of this question. So that's what I'm going to focus on, if that made any sense. So diabetes is still a thing, I'm just changing things about it. So anyway, let's get into it. The first thing that I would definitely want to change about diabetes is the insulin speed. And by this, I mean how quickly insulin starts working in your body, because honestly, one of the main things that just messes me up is when insulin takes a long time to start working, or maybe right now it's working really fast based on the food I'm eating, my food's slower, or my food is super fast and the insulin's being slow. So it would just be so much easier if insulin would start working the minute I put it in my body. It's like, I'm gonna eat right now, boom, and then it would just be perfect. Similarly, I think it would be really cool if when you were low, as soon as you put food in your mouth, you were good. Like, is it just me, or do people always have this misconception about diabetes where like, when I go low and then I eat a snack, people always ask me like, do you feel better now? Like right away, and I'm like, well, no. Like, it doesn't take a second to work, it takes a little bit of time for me to feel it. It seriously happens so much, it's hilarious. Does that happen to you? It's like, give me 15 minutes. So if carbs started working like right away, how much better would that be? I would also like to have certain breaks from diabetes. So like, obviously the rule I made for myself in this video is that I can't cure diabetes completely, but let's say I could just have a certain amount of time each year that I get off. So let's say 24 hours each year I get off from diabetes. So I can either take that time in a huge chunk or like little times throughout the year. Like maybe I have a big test tomorrow and I want these 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep, 100% guaranteed, so no diabetes for these 8 hours. Or something like that. That would be pretty cool, because the main thing that makes diabetes so hard is like, you have to do all this stuff, but you have to do all this stuff all the time. Like, there is zero break. So a little bit of a break would be awesome. Also, this is kind of mundane, but I always thought it would be cool if my pump had other stuff too. Like if it was a phone, if it played music, if it had everything in one single device. So like pump, CGM, phone, music, anything else. I don't know, I can't think of anything else, but how cool would that be? Which they are working on. They're working on, having the Dexcom share, which shares with your phone. The artificial pancreas is like through a smartphone, so probably someday. And I guess the final thing that I would change about diabetes is knowledge about it. Like, obviously I want to be a diabetes educator, so diabetes education is something that's really important to me, and I just feel like there's so many misconceptions about diabetes. There's so many things people don't know. People confuse type 1 and type 2 all the time, and if I could just change one thing out of all this stuff that I'm saying, just one thing, it would be that. Because especially when I was younger, I would get so frustrated when people would think that I couldn't eat sugar, or that I got diabetes from eating too much sugar, or that, I don't know, basically it was my fault that I got diabetes. And it's like, that's really outdated information. That's only actually type 2 diabetics, and even then, not all type 2 diabetics are caused by that. Like, it could just be completely random in a sense. So I just think that's really unfair. So if I could just make people see like how diabetes actually is, how it's actually caused, how it's actually treated, what my life with it is actually like, I think that would be really beneficial and just make all diabetics feel more understood. Because how many of you have seen a picture on the internet of a bunch of sugary food with the hashtag diabetes? I have. Me. That needs to stop. Or how many times have you heard the joke, oh, I better not eat that, I'll get diabetes. Unless you know that I'm diabetic and you're making that joke in an ironic way, then it's not funny. If you're seriously making that joke, it's dumb. It's inaccurate. It's stupid. I don't like it. It's just not true. I think that's the main thing. I would want to change what people know about diabetes, which I guess I'm kind of doing, or I'm planning to do. Being a diabetes educator, I want to like spread the word, and through these videos too, about like what diabetes actually is, what it's actually like. That's why I do the day in the life videos as well, so that people can get a glimpse into how much you really do put into every day. Like, people have told me they didn't realize how much diabetics have to do every single day to take care of themselves. So yeah, if everyone could just know this stuff already, I would have a lot less to do. Just kidding, I love doing it. But yeah, that's all I have to say for today's topic of changes. I hope you liked it. If you do, make sure you give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Again, I'll have the link down below to all of the other participants in Diabetes Blog Week, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for Friday's video. Bye!